You're going straight to the point. Straight, the fist on the stone.
So, no, I have a different view on that topic.
I was partially so angry.
My body immediately reacted perfectly, like if you do it wrong. So, no, I have a different view on that topic.
Welcome back to the Gamers Playground podcast number 2 this time. Today it is a very interesting topic for everyone, even for the non-gamers, because we're talking about, is gaming a unhealthy hobby or obsession? This will be very interesting. To my left or to your right, what else, is Stefan aka Bazooka Board, and myself, Mick aka Van Mick. And we're talking about gaming stuff every week in this podcast. Let's dive right into it. But before we start with the topic of the day, we're having a little bit catch up what happened this week in our private lives, because we're doing a lot of stuff and want to catch up a little bit, and maybe it's interesting for you as well. Stefan.
All right. Yeah, welcome guys to the second podcast. So I moved this week to Portugal. So I had to catch up everything, set up everything. I have to look for a workspace, because if you have a baby and a wife at home and you want to work, it's quite difficult because there are always coming someone and someone wants something from you. Even if your kid is little, then they don't understand the definition of work. So it's always daddy time. So
Sure.
That's one part. So I have to look for a workspace, and I find one. So I'm already sitting in one. And I'm also was looking for a gym, because I was getting a little bit unhealthy. The topic is perfect to talk about it today. So I searched also for a gym again, and I found also one. So I registered one there, and went also yesterday, first time in the gym again. And yeah, I think, what else this week? I think that's the most important things. What?
So now it's your transition from being an Asmongold to being Xario again, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I try.
But only
Well,
it's only lacking that skill.
Yeah, I have a little bit more hair like Asmund, so that's not my problem. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
true. Yeah.
yeah. How was your week?
My week, I haven't moved. I'm actually staying 2 to 3 months here in Japan, longer than I usually stay, because usually I am only staying 1 month in a country. But actually this time a little bit longer, maybe a little bit too long for my expectations, because usually now I get the feeling, now I get the feeling I could go in a plane again. So I saw people with baggage, with their baggage on the streets, and I thought, oh, that would be nice now. So already missing the traveling a little bit and going into new country, but sometimes it's good if you have your routines here and stuff like that. It's also calming down the body a little bit. So maybe it's a little bit good to stay 2 or 3 months. We will see if it's 2 or 3. But yeah, in general, we are a little bit obsessed at the moment with Brian Johnson and his health optimization. That's the word. Yeah, Stefan also bought a wristband for it to track his sleep. I'm tracking my sleep with my Apple Watch. So today I actually saw the post from Brian Johnson, and I bought a skincare routine stuff. So I bought a peeling thing he recommended and a serum to hydrate your skin and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
We'll see how that goes. That's actually the first time for me. Yeah.
Why did you buy it?
I saw the post and I thought about it. In the past days, I thought about it because I have my evening routine, right? And I do stuff in the bathroom as well. So also washing my face and stuff like that. I actually got, because I bought my perfume new because it was empty, and I got a peeling for it as well. And I used it, because you get if you buy a expensive perfume, you get a lot of small stuff with it, some
Yeah.
tester stuff. And there was a peeling inside, and I tried it, and then I thought for myself, I think Brian is doing stuff like that as well, and his skin looks really crazy. So I thought for
Yeah.
myself, okay, I already get wrinkles and stuff like that. Maybe I can use it and maybe it works. Because after I used this peeling, which I got gifted from this perfume store, my skin felt amazing. It was I don't know, it felt really good. So yeah, today I bought something in a store here, and yeah, today in the evening will be the first time I will use it. So next
Interesting.
optimization in the routine.
Yeah. Let's talk next week how it feel.
Yeah, how does it feel after 7 days usage? Yeah, very interesting. So we are a little bit into such of things as well, traveling and stuff like that. You can write us a comment if it's interesting for you to listen to this kind of things. But I think it's interesting to see a little bit behind the curtain, and to see what it's behind those faces. Not only seeing the gamers, but also seeing what's behind it. Yeah, we also want to see what's behind the gaming as an unhealthy hobby or obsession. So why don't we start with your first question, Stefan?
All right. My first question will be, what your thoughts about this topic? Do you think is gaming an unhealthy hobby? What are your thoughts about it?
You're going straight to the point, straight
Yes.
the fist on the stone.
Yes.
Um, there is, in my opinion, there is no clear answer.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the person, and it depends how you handle the whole situation. Because gaming can be a unhealthy obsession or hobby, but gaming can also be a healthy obsession or hobby. For a lot of reasons we will dive into today in this podcast, probably. But it depends definitely on the person and the circumstances of this person. Also, what is the actual state, the state at the moment of this person, Because people game for many different reasons. I see on Twitter you only see the negative things mostly, because people are only complaining on Twitter, and Twitter is the only platform I use. So I'm confronted with a lot of negative stuff from gamers when it comes to gamers, but I see it for myself or for other people as well. When you watch YouTube videos or stuff like that, gaming can also be something very healthy. And yeah, but we will dive into it. What do you think in general about this?
In general, yeah, well, that was the idea why we created Gamers Playground, I think, right? To
True.
say we are more than just gamers. We are also normal human. We're doing sports. So I would say no. Gaming is not an unhealthy hobby, because every kind of hobby can be unhealthy if you do it wrong. So no, I have a different view on that topic.
That's good. I come here with mixed questions and with mixed views, so this can be very interesting, I think.
Yeah, let's go. You can start.
So my first question is, at what point does a hobby like gaming cross the line into an unhealthy obsession?
Okay. Yeah, it's different.
The question is pretty framed into the negative way, I know, but
Yeah,
the possibility is
yeah,
there that it can be unhealthy. I think that's
yeah,
no point to discuss. So
yeah. No,
where
that's
is the
for sure.
line?
Yeah, I think if I also compare it to myself, and sometimes gaming is unhealthy for me, and sometimes it is healthy. So, for example, at the moment, we are both World of Warcraft players since Michael since beginning. I joined at first in Cataclysm, so pretty late. But
Oh, it's early, and now it's early.
yeah, now it's early, but before it
Yeah.
was really late. But like now we have a new add-in the war within, and I'm as a personality, and also you can find it on Games Workshop. I'm an achievement player. I am a rusher, so I want to be as quick as possible to get to the point one. Um, so that's a problem because that is unhealthy. Because that means I have to play like all day, all long, to be like the first, to be the quickest. And so at the moment, for me, it is really like work to say no, come down, you can do it even tomorrow, that's not a problem, or 1 week later, it doesn't matter because in the end you want to play the game, and that's the healthy thing because you're going from your normal routines from your day, you can shut down your body and just enjoy the game, be creative also in the game. For example, you can talk, maybe if I throw it back to you, that gaming gives you more creativity in also work, for example, but you can talk better about it.
Yeah, in my opinion, the line where it crosses into a unhealthy obsession is when it disturbs other things and more important things in your life. I think that
Yeah,
is the
you're right,
actual
yeah.
point where it goes into the unhealthy obsession. And also the point where you cannot withdraw from it anymore, you know? When it soaks you into the game and you cannot withdraw to go out of it. For example, um, back in the day when World of Warcraft started, it was all about the media, the mainstream media and stuff like that, and everyone was talking about it, and it was demonized like crazy because it was everyone. If you told someone you're a World of Warcraft player, everyone framed you and thought, oh my god, this is a nerd. He's addicted. He plays 24/7 and stuff like that. So um, yeah, but the thing in these times was. And also, that was also the question for myself. Can I withdraw from World of Warcraft? Because I was playing it literally every day, for sure. And I tried it, and it was not a problem, not an issue. So then I thought for myself, okay, I can stop whenever I want. I don't want to go back. I don't have to go back, because of the feeling, because of the emotions. So I can control my emotions, and that is all. That is for myself the line. If I cannot do it, if I cannot withdraw myself, and if I cannot control my emotions in case of this obsession, then it's an unhealthy obsession. That's the point for me. That's the line for me, for myself.
Yeah, if I would correct myself, I would say the line is if you don't stay to your habits. For example, you decide don't go to bed now. I don't normally like you go always 10 p.m. you go to bed because you need to sleep because you have to wake up early in the morning to go to work. And you decide now, no, I don't go to bed at 10, I go to bed at 1 a.m. And then you have only like 5 hours and then you have to go to work, then it's unhealthy. If you break your routines, you don't go to the gym, you go to the raid. You yeah, I think that's the point where things go bad.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that's
Yeah.
the way. And I don't know if that's the case, but also one line would also be if it encourages bad feelings. You know, I don't know if that's the case. If that can be the case, it's not the case for me actually, because I only can play games and stuff like that when I'm happy. When I'm feeling sad, then I don't know. I cannot play video games and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, but that's the thing. If you play video games and you're feeling worse afterwards and stuff like that, and you're encouraged those kind of bad feelings afterwards, you feel worse. That is also a line with an unhealthy obsession, I think. What do you think about that?
Well, I can play video games if I'm sad or not happy. That's even for me like a release of emotion because
Mm,
maybe I'm also hiding the emotion and maybe stored in somewhere, but most of the time it helps me to bring my emotions down, and then it's maybe better. But yeah, like there are also games outside where you play and later on you're less happier and more stressed and more angry about it. For example, League of Legends is like a that
True. I had
League
that
of
before.
Legends. Yeah, League of Legends is a toxic game, and
That's why I
yeah,
quit.
that's why you quit. Yeah. If you lose your lane and then everybody in your team is complaining and hate
Jeez.
you or report you and whatever kind of
That happened all
reason,
the time for me.
um, or people just leave and then you have the bad experience in game and you lose your game because someone left.
True.
Yeah, that's this kind of games where you want to have a nice experience and just have fun, and then you go out and afterwards you spend 8 hours and did nothing instead of losing and have no fun. Yeah.
True. Yeah. When I think about back about the League of Legends time, it encouraged my anger inside myself because afterwards I was partially so angry, and I'm usually not a very angry person, but yeah, the anger in my inside myself was crazy after League of Legends. That was why I said, okay, this don't give me the it gives me the joy as much as it gives me anger, so it makes no sense to play it.
Okay.
Maybe
I
because I'm
have
too bad, but
I have a good question for the community. So, if you're playing League of Legends and you feel that what we are saying, like you are more angry later on after playing, why do you still play the game?
that's a good community question. Why do you
That would
still
be,
play League of Legends if
yeah,
you're still angry afterwards?
yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah. That was a very deep first question. What about your second question?
My second question. So you said, okay, well, where is the line
Yeah,
to say that's negative? Where's the
true.
line where you would say that's positive?
That's interesting. Yeah. Where's the line where it goes into the positive side? I mean, it's the complete opposite of the first question with the unhealthy obsession. If you're going into the video game and you play it, for example, for 2 hours, and afterwards you have very good feelings and you say to yourself, "Oh, that was the perfect ending of the day. I feel so good, and now I go to sleep," or something like that. If it makes you happy, if you say to yourself, "Okay, I did something. Could uh, I could embrace my competitive side inside it. I won and stuff like that. My feelings are very good." I think that is also a healthy obsession with gaming if it encourages your stuff, and also uh, healthy obsession. It can be if you learn things through it. For example, um, if we, I that's a really strange example, but we played a lot of shooter games when we were young, right?
Correct, yeah.
And I never touched a weapon before, but when we were going into uh, uh, a big weapon battle with what is it called, soft air, for example,
Software,
and
paintball, yeah.
and stuff like that, you knew how to use a weapon. You knew how to switch the mag. You knew what to do with everything. So you
Yeah,
learned it through the virtual world. And actually, if it would be a real situation, you could fire weapons and stuff like that through that. But you never touched it before. So you're actually because, and I know how that works because your brain cannot tell the difference between reality and the video game. So you actually experience it almost the same inside your brain, even it's only a screen. So you have experience on the battlefield now. So you can go to a battlefield and be way better than a person who never experienced that. But you have to remember yourself that you only have one life.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I have also one funny story about that. Like,
Mm.
we are both from Germany, and in the wintertime, it's quite crazy in our place. Like 10 years ago, maybe now not. But so there was like a lot of snow, and I was driving the car with, I don't know, 19, 20. And I had a time in gaming where I played a lot of Need for Speed, Most Wanted, and all these kind of games. And my car broke out,
Mm.
and my body immediately reacted perfectly. Like I went like this, and then I was again on the road. It was crazy. And then afterwards, I was thinking like, I don't know how to act. Like you
No.
don't learn it in the driving school or something like that. And then I think like it has to be from gaming, because like in Need for Speed you learn drifting and all this kind of stuff. You see
True.
the car is reacting to this place, then you move to the other place. So I think that's like you said, you learn stuff and you can use it in real life, and sometimes it's really like powerful in a situation and maybe save your life.
That is absolutely true, and it's 100% from video games, from Need for Speed and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
that's incredible. It probably
yeah.
saved your life.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, it's actually it's real. For example, I played a lot. Now it's difficult with traveling, but before I played a lot Formula One on PlayStation, and I had also a wheel, a rig, and stuff like that, and played it with forced feedback, like everything like that. And recently, I tested a Formula One simulator. Where actually the pros actually drive as well, so a real simulator, and it simulates how the car is in real. So with all the feedback you get from all the forces impacting you and stuff like that, and I drove it pretty well for myself, I would say. So I learned
Mhm.
it through the game and could apply it to the real car actually. So because the forces when you play it on the game, the forces on the wheel are actually the same as in real life, and the only thing you have to adapt a little bit is to the forces on your body, you know. But the wheel
Yeah,
is actually the same, and the pedals are the same as well, because the forces there are actually the same. So
yeah,
if you are really, really, really good in for example, Formula One in playing video games, you can actually drive a real Formula One car pretty solid, I would say. You only have to get used to all the other forces, which is pretty hard if you would do it in real life, because it's almost like flying a jet. It's crazy, crazy hard. But yeah, that's incredible, and that's only these three stories. I mean,
yeah,
you could tell stories endlessly. That's
yeah, for sure.
that's the
Yeah,
crazy thing. Yeah, it's
yeah,
nice that we go into the bad, the unhealthy obsession, and into the healthy obsession as well. That you can see it's a double-edged sword, right?
yeah. That's like with everything.
True.
Yeah.
It's like the yin
Okay.
and yang, like with everything.
Yes.
Um, my second question is: if people are turning to gaming as their main obsession, what other things might people turn to instead if gaming would not be a thing? So imagine gaming is not a thing and people want to flee into something, into unhealthy obsession. What would be a potential obsession they could flee in if gaming doesn't exist? So what I want to imply
Drugs,
with it,
alcohol.
right? What I want to imply with it is, yeah, gaming could be a safer heaven, a safer heaven, yeah,
A safer drug or
a
healthier
safer
drug.
drug. Yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
Um, I have to think about it. I yeah, I think like I'm not a doctor or a scientist or something like that to know like what happens in the body, but like in if you think about it, okay, I don't know, like I have a bad day, I want to get rid of my emotion and don't think about the day, then I have the option to jump into the gaming. or I go outside in the bar, drink alcohol, shut down my body, and sleep. Have the next day not the good start in the morning.
True.
So yeah, I think if you choose gaming, it's better. Um, but in the end, of course, you have to reflect your day. You have to think about your emotion because it will happen again. But this is a different story. But yeah, I think if you have to choose between drugs, alcohol, I always would choose gaming.
I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is, that is actually the hard reality. I mean, people are actually fleeing in obsessions like that because they have to to
Com
do something with their emotions, right? And that is the reality. And yeah, you have to think about it. If gaming wouldn't exist, a ton of people. You have to imagine how big gaming actually is. Gaming is, I think, double the amount of the complete music and film industry, double or triple the amount of that. And that is crazy. So gaming is a huge industry. So imagine if all the people, because a lot of people in the gaming industry, I think, are into those kind of things, because of these kind of things. So imagine they would run into other things, under more unhealthy things for your body, and more unhealthy things actually not only for the body, for the whole civilization. Because if you play games, you don't damage another person or stuff like that. If you do alcohol or drugs, you're a potential risk for other people as well. It depends which drugs or which alcohol for sure, but that's a fact. Or I don't know, if your unhealthy obsession then is not alcohol or drugs, or for example, you get a dopamine rush when you race on the street, with your car, and that is your unhealthy obsession to leave life for a little bit and leave your emotions behind because you get this adrenaline rush, but you're a potential risk for other people than on the streets and stuff like that. So imagine that. So I think if you look at it like that, it is still a very, very safe haven.
Good question. I have one good question as well.
Mm.
So, if we go in the direction like if you think about therapy,
Therapy,
so
yeah.
what can, yeah, if you related it to, for example, think about virtual reality,
Mm.
what can gaming do there for your health, or maybe also if you can also do it in the unhealthy direction if you think about horror games, because that's not really healthy for your mind. But yeah.
I mean, when if you mix it with the podcast from last week, for example, with AI, and you mix those two things together, then the cocktail you mix can be amazing and bad in the same way, because you potentially could have interesting scenarios where you could confront yourself with the emotion you're dealing with at the moment, and you can solve it actually through video games, through VR. But at the same time, you could build more obsessions. For example, you all the time you see videos from Asmongold where he reacts on it. For example, when he reacts about AI stuff in creating girlfriends or something like that, digital girlfriends, for example. Um,
Hmm.
this can be also a very unhealthy thing in the future, because even in the future, not in the near future, at least, you cannot reproduce with digital beings. So if someone, I mean, there are strange things on the world at the moment. Some people are marrying trees and stuff like that. So if they are marrying digital things in the future, and this is getting a very big obsession and stuff like that because it's going to be so perfect, then we have way bigger problems than that, because then we have a crisis where no babies will be born anymore. Because, but yeah, that was a little bit spaced out variant of your answer, of the answer for your question. What is your answer?
I would say what if I think about it, I think it's crazy and really powerful. Because, for example, if you have a fear about height or spiders or whatever, then you can create a game which is like a therapy session, who is guiding you through these fears and helping you to get used to it and say, it's just a spider, there's no problem. Or you go and climb up and see, and you feel like, because your mind cannot relate, is it real or not real, because for your mind everything is real what you experience. So you can break like bad habits or fears, and yeah, I think that's really, really, really powerful. So in this kind of direction.
You could also encourage because I recorded a video about those stereotypes, right? You can also encourage those introvert gamers to go out and speak to women or something like that.
Yeah,
because
for example, yeah.
You could make a scenario on a campus or on a cafe or something like that, and the player has to engage with women in this game, for example, and you could learn through it how to interact with women, what to say to them, and stuff like that. Only as a scenario, but that could be interesting, and all the future gamers or all the gamers at the moment could be future players then.
Yeah. Someone who is listening will create this game. This is a crazy good idea.
Please create it. You would help a lot of guys, I think.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
I have. We were talking about the obsession about gaming, and I asked myself the question: was gaming addictive since the beginning, or did it change?
I think it was already addicted because it was new, and everything what is new is more likely to be
addicting,
yeah, because you want to be the first in this raid or whatever, first, so many things. So I think it was already addicted, but I think now it changed, that the industry is doing it in a kind of way that people are getting addicted. It's not the choice, for example, as a personality, like I'm a rusher, I want to have achievements, so I'm as a person already addicted to my behaviors. Now they are creating already all the things that I'm even more addicted. So Battle Pass, for example, these kind of things. So that's why I think the industry are doing everything to get your money and looks that you play as much as possible and doesn't care about you as a person.
True. I agree actually with that, because I think when you think back at the time where the PlayStation 1, for example, was there, the goal for gaming companies was actually to sell the game. Only to sell the game. And they made the game good for it. And then they sold the game, and that was it. But through the whole online segment and online entrance for everyone, and everyone is always connected with the game, and the battle passes and the loot boxes, daily rewards, progression systems and stuff like that, I think the goal of the companies actually shifted, because the revenue also shifted. The thing is, the games are almost priced the same, like in PlayStation 1 or 2. It only doubled at the moment over 25
kind
years.
It depends on kind of game, I think, yeah.
Because it started out with I think $30 or $40, and now it's $80 for a game. So it's doubled, but it probably would be way higher, and they know they can make way more money through microtransactions, loot boxes, and battle passes and stuff like that. And the focus of the gaming companies shifted definitely. So if you see how they produce games, and they do this also with psychologists, and to get into the mind of humans, get into the mind of gamers, how can we make them as addicted as possible to our game? How can we increase the play time? Because play time is actually money. As more they play the game, as more attached are they to the game, and the chance that they buy something to represent something in the game is way higher. So I think the goal of the companies actually shifted, and it's way more addicting than it was years before.
True.
No.
Yep. Yep, that's also one reason why we created our application with a different kind of setup, where our focus is to make a nice product so that you get the most value, and the most value you get actually for free. So, and all the other stuff are little things, and the prices are also little, because we are focused on our user base, and our user is always first.
And in the next update 3.0, we introduced the Battle Pass, the loot boxes, and the progression system for only $50 per month.
Joke.
Oh, just kidding.
No,
Maybe.
kidding.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is your next question in the obsession topic?
Okay, my next question is, what do you think about this kind of sentence like every gamer is fat, or every shooter is a gamer because he played too much Call of Duty or something like that? What do you think about that?
I think it's true. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean these are the stereotypes, right? Our world is full of stereotypes, and humans love stereotypes. They love it. They love to put people into boxes, and especially Western people. It's actually not that much in Asian countries. Maybe because I don't speak the language as good, but they can prove me wrong. But that's my experience, I think. But yeah, I don't think it's true. It's only a thinking. You can see it, for example, in ourselves. Everyone thinks gamers are sitting all the time in front of their laptops or in front of their gaming setup, only showering once a week, like Asmongold, only don't do any sport and stuff like that, are ugly, cannot interact with women. I don't know, the complete stereotypes, but we know it's bullshit, because we have so much examples. You can also watch the video on our channel, which is already out at this point, I think, where we talk about these stereotypes. And yeah, there are so many examples in the whole gaming industry which are healthy and which can implement everything very good, and which are amazing people. You only have to think about, I think Xario, for example, is a very good example for that, because
yes,
it seems like he has a very good relationship with his wife, with his child. He has a very good gaming life balance, and he does a lot of sport. He enjoys his life. He's mentally very stable. It looks very good from the outside, yeah. So there are a lot of examples that it's complete nonsense. It may apply to a couple gamers. It's for sure, but you can find examples for everything in everything. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would accept everything what you said. Also, if you think, for example, even Asmongold now starts to do workout, thinks about
True.
healthier food, he drinks water now.
Yes.
You should
Yeah.
watch his video when he drank first water, how he drinks it. It's funny and crazy.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but
But
like
that's only because he almost died.
yeah, he
Yeah.
had this feeling he's dying, and
Yeah.
yeah, if there's enough pain, people are ready to change, and yeah,
True.
but yeah, it's I would also say it's not likely that gamers are fat or unhealthy. There are like a lot of even like the top players, if you watch, like they're playing like 10 hours a day. Even they're doing sports and eating healthy because they need to perform on the best, and so the body needs to work. And yeah, so no.
True.
There are always, of course, some kind of person they're really fat and they're gamers, but there are also people that are not playing and they are fat and just sitting in front of a TV.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, you cannot tell it's that this is only box thinking, you know. It's
Yes,
nothing like that. So
correct.
yeah. Um, do you have another question?
Do you have
I
one?
I had a question in mind in case of that topic, but my thought was flying away.
Flying away. Okay, I have one question. And you're a gamer. Would
Mm.
you say you're a healthy gamer
Nowadays, yes.
nowadays?
I would say nowadays I'm definitely a healthy gamer because gaming is not playing the main role in my life anymore. I think that was a part in my life where gaming was the main thing in my life and the main thing I drew energy out of it and stuff like that, you know. But nowadays, I think probably since the whole business era and stuff like that, it got less and less. And I mean, I'm still gaming. No, that's that's the thing because it's fun and it's a thing you can do from all around the world and it's connecting people as well and a lot of positive things as we talked about. But um, yeah, I think my relationship with gaming is definitely healthy because sometimes some days I don't feel like gaming, and the only thing which would encourage me to game would be to be competitive in the game and to do the battle pass and to do this and to do that, and I can easily shut it down and say I go to sleep because I need to sleep. And I think if you can say that and it's not the main part anymore, then I think it can be really really healthy. Yeah, because you also yeah as we talked about you can draw a lot of positive and healthy things out of the gaming in case of emotions and stuff like that if you achieve something, or it can also still make my day if I drop something very very special in World of Warcraft. It makes my day. So I have the positive I have the positive things the positive things out of the gaming world, but since I only play healthy games, I would say I don't have so much negative anymore. Yeah. What do you think? Is it healthy in your life?
Nowadays, most of the time. Sometimes gaming can also you can also have a bad day in gaming
Sure.
when things not go like you think was going. But like for me, I would say yes. Maybe also because it's not anymore the main thing in your life because we have so much going on in our life. I have a wife, I have a kid, I have businesses to run. I'm traveling around the world, so it is not possible to even think about to spend like 8 hours a day on a regular basis. That's not possible. And where you was in school as a kid, it was the thing, like 8 hours a day, let's go.
If it's enough,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, nowadays I think gaming is healthy for me. I have more to work on my regularly life to be healthy again, like doing sports and this kind of things. But gaming is not unhealthy for me at the moment because I'm also if I what changed in my view is already, for example, I think I installed League of Legends like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I played one day because I was like saw a lot of YouTube videos. They are like ranking, making a lot,
Mm.
and I was also thinking, let's go. I want also again because I'm an achievement, so I like this kind of um, fight against others. So I installed it, had one day, saw again the toxic community, and I installed it on the same day again and deleted the game because I think like
Mm.
I don't need this energy around me. So I'm always now like maybe a few years ago, I would say, okay, next day again, next day again. I would walk through it and say, yeah, it's part of the game. But nowadays, I say, no, I keep my environment healthy and safe. So I deleted the game. And yeah,
Yeah,
so, no.
that's pretty important. I think everyone has to figure out what kind of games are for them and what kind of games are not for them. Stefan, for example, is a achievement player, and you can also label yourself as an achievement player inside the application Gamers Playground. When you create a profile, you can choose what kind of player type you are, and you can then match up in the swipe function. You can filter what kind of personalities the player should be in case of gaming. If you want to search for an achievement player like Stefan, you can search for them, filter that, and swipe for them. And if you want to find salty players, you can also find salty players inside there. That's also a personality type. You can also find hybrids like me, or only people who want to approach games very chill. So
Mm.
yeah, that's also opportunity and something you can
Why,
do inside our application.
why would you say that that is important for the gaming experience?
Why it is? Should
Yeah.
we bring the example from us?
Yeah, let's go.
um, yeah, for example, I changed. I think I came a little bit more into your direction, right?
Yeah.
Probably because of you. But at the beginning, when we were playing together, it was going very well in PvP. But in PvE, Stefan is a rusher. That means he wants to complete the dungeon as fast as possible, even if there is no time limit. I mean, I can understand it in Mythic Plus or something like that. But even if there is no time limit, Stefan rushes through everything in the quickest time possible. And I'm more, I would loot that guy, loot that guy, and chill a little bit. Okay, what is this boss? What is that boss like? And I don't know, a little bit more chill,
Oh,
right?
that's a nice tree. Oh, that's a nice house.
Not like that, not like that, but yeah, a little bit more chill. And that was two different player types. So that could be very interesting if you're looking for the same player type as you are. Then you can match the same player type inside our application. That was the whole reason why we introduced these kind of functionality inside the application, because we thought it can be very interesting. And if you're
Yeah.
a salty player and you play League of Legends, you probably want to find other salty players to keep the dynamic inside the team. And you can do that inside our application as well. You can find salty players. You can also
I
find
hate you.
weeps.
I hate you as well.
I hate you too. Fuck, you're so bad. You're so bad too. Okay, nice. We're on the same page. Yeah, yeah. That's the whole thing. Um, yeah, we have everything. You can also label yourself as weep and find other weeps and play Final Fantasy 14, for example, together. Um, yeah, check it out. It's downloadable in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. You can also join our guilds and events. We also have a feedback guild for the application. So if you want new features in the future, you can inspire us and give us your opinion. That would be very, very helpful, because the next update, we want to introduce things the community really needs, and there we need your feedback definitely. And you can, if you want to support us, we would appreciate that as well. You can buy the subscription inside the application that prevents you from getting advertisement, because we have to fund the application nevertheless. You cannot throw an application on the market without spending money, because we have to buy the servers and all stuff, this kind of stuff, and the developers are not paying themselves for less or something like that. We cannot buy them with dirt from the street. So, yeah, if you want to support us, you can support us through the application or in leaving a subscription or a like. Do you have any other question in case of the topic left?
I would say let's do a summary about what can we do to be a healthy gamer. What helps to be well, not a healthy gamer, to have a healthy hobby as a gaming. And then I think it's good, and we see us in the next podcast.
Then you can start with the summary.
All right. One thing we didn't mention, I was thinking about it, is gaming has also the opportunity. For example, Michael and I traveling. So he's in Japan, I'm in Portugal, and gaming is always connecting us, and we can play together. We talk together, we see us in Discord, but as a gamer, there's no problem to see us like in real life or like in a video conference. So that doesn't matter.
Same.
and also with other friends as well, we can always connect through gaming, and that's one nice thing. And to keep it simple, don't first important. Also, Brian Johnson is saying sleep is important, so never ever cheat on your sleep. So always go to bed when you have to go to bed. It is sometimes hard, I know that. I have to train as well. But yeah, sleep, healthy food, and if you have a game, for example, League of Legends, who is really toxic, delete this game. If you only play with your friends and you have always a good time, it's a nice game. But otherwise, if you play random, you have most of the time toxic people. Or what you also can do is mute everything, so you don't get any notifications or messages from these people, because League of Legends is a toxic community and area. So yeah, I would say that's my summary. What is your summary?
Yeah, but it can also happen in other games, right? In World of Warcraft, when you run a M+ or something like that, it can also be toxic, so it depends.
Or you want to join like a dungeon finder and no one accepts you?
Yeah, for example, yeah. If you're playing the wrong class or you don't have any achievements or something like that, yeah, that can happen as well. But yeah, I think gaming is one of the best hobbies in the world, because of the reason you mentioned, because you can be connected with everyone at any time in any place in the world. And tell me one hobby you can do which is possible like that. So that is a very, very big opportunity, and it's on us humans, on us gamers, to make it a healthy obsession. It can be easily a healthy obsession. It can improve your life very, very much. And also, it's also when I think about past relationships of mine or friendships of mine, when people think, when non-gamers see yourself gaming and don't understand really what gaming is, that you're connected, because, for example, in relationships of mine, it was the case, like, people are not understanding that when you play games with your friends, for example, it's like going into a cinema or into a park. It's the same like that. You're hanging out with your friends, and it's the same like any other guy is going, or any other girl is going into a bar or something like that, or is meeting up somewhere else. We're meeting up in the digital world. It's nothing other than that. It's only hanging out with people, and doing strategic things in it and improving your skills and something like that. So it's actually very healthy. It can be very healthy. It's up to you. And if you're making it very healthy, then you have to explain it maybe in a right way that other people understand it. And if other people understand it, then I think they will accept it and probably will join.
Yes.
So yeah,
sounds awesome.
That's a wrap, I would say. As always, check out Gamers Playground in the App Store, in the Google Play Store, if you want to support us. If you're still listening at this point to this podcast, we say this every week, you're probably liking it. So leave us a subscription there and give us a like on this video. And comment us if you have any ideas in which direction the podcast could go or any topics for the podcast. And I would say, as always, the last words are yours, Stefan.
All right, guys. Thank you for your time. It was an interesting topic. I love to talk about it with you, Michael. So, see you in the next podcast. Enjoy your gaming. Have a good loot. And as always, see you in the next podcast.
See you. Bye.